Today we are going to be learning about different climates in Asia. We are going to focus on two different countries in Asia as they cover some of the most common climates found on the continent. The first country we are going to examine is India. India has three main climates. The first is semi-arid. The others are tropical dry climate and tropical wet climate. We are going to focus mostly on the tropical dry climate or monsoon climate. This is India. Outlined in red is the Indus River Valley civilization, which you learned about in 6th grade. This ancient civilization is actually found in modern-day Pakistan, not India. Pakistan and India split into separate countries after World War II, but we will get to that a little later in this unit. The black star represents the city of Karachi, Pakistan. Notice how this region of India and Pakistan is bordered by the mountain ranges. In the north, you have the Himalayan mountains. This mountain range includes Mount Everest, the highest mountain above sea level in the world. The Hindu Kush Mountains are to the west and cover parts of Pakistan and Afghanistan. You can also see the Ganga River system inside the Ganges Basin. This is one of the largest river systems in the world. Let's take a closer look at the monsoon climate. Monsoon is a word that means great wind, not rain. There are two types of monsoon winds, wet wind and dry wind. In the summer season, or monsoon season, the wet monsoon wind comes in from the ocean and causes rainfall. In the winter season, the dry monsoon winds come from the Himalayas and blow out towards the ocean. What makes these winds wet or dry? This is the orographic effect. When clouds blow up against the mountains, the moist air coming in from the ocean rises up along the slopes of the mountains. As the air rises, it cools. Cooler air does not hold as much moisture, so the clouds release their moisture as precipitation. By the time the clouds cross the mountains, there's not a lot of moisture left, and people who live there have to get very used to little rain. This area is called a rain shadow. In Asia, the rain shadow is on the Tibetan Plateau. In North America, you can find a rain shadow in Death Valley in California and Nevada. Let's take a look at this graph. This is called a climograph. A climograph is a picture or graphic representation of an area's climate. Notice that Mumbai only sees rain for a few months out of the year, and during that time, the temperature range stays about the same. Do you think those two pieces of information could be related? Now let's take a look at China. China is a large country with many climate zones. The highland climate on the Tibetan Plateau is a rain shadow, the other side of the Himalayas, as we looked at previously. It gets little rain. As you can see, there's also arid, semi-arid, humid continental, and humid subtropical climates. Let's take a closer look at China. Here you can see slightly different descriptors for each climate, but they mean the same things. When we layer a physical map over the climate map, you can see the physical features that create or are created by climates. Notice the Himalayas to the south and the Gobi Desert to the north. Arid climates are where you would usually find deserts. The Gobi Desert is unique when we think of a desert. It is a cold desert, not a hot desert. This is a political map of China. If we were to divide the country in half, what do you notice about the cities of China? There are less cities in the arid or dry parts of China than there are in the humid parts of China. We saw previously how the most populated Chinese cities are located near water. So does it make sense most are also located in areas with more rainfall? In just a moment, you will receive a reading about a city in Asia. Create a sketch note that shows how the city is affected by its climate. You can find information on how to create sketch notes on Google Classroom under the assignment. Then you will select a city from a list provided. You will do some research and create your own climograph for that city. Don't forget to turn in everything on Google Classroom.